Benson teasing a new album in a very short while. I think did he announce the date for this? For his debut album, October 6th is when Benson is dropping his Sincerely Benson album. Alright. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we're getting on that. We know we're getting Guagalada, we're getting Pray. This is fantastic records already for the single for his debut album. But let's see what he's saying on Sweet Tea Aduke. Let's hear it, man. Benson, let's go. That is that sample. Wyclef Jean, Akon, I think Lil Wayne was on there too. What's the name of that song? And why ain't fight again? Why ain't fight again? Whoa.
Some live for the bill, some kill for the bill.
Oh, you guys know the song. You guys will probably recognize it immediately. That's cool.
Suppose vibe together, say for Jingy, my body. You don't listen to me sometimes, got me feeling like I'm just wasting my time. Pour me what I talk on my mind, make I tell you I know I'm not really your guy, but I need you like, but see when they like fly. What happened to you? For sweet tea, my body.
Why does it feel like I've heard this before? There have been a few snippets that he has worked on, or at least teased. So many records he has teased before. I don't know if this is the song, but it just feels like a very familiar melody from him. It just feels like, I don't know which song. Wait, is it the J5 song too? I don't know, man. Just there's something oddly so familiar about this, and it's kind of underwhelming. Okay, it's like. Dun, 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 dun. Just feels like I've heard this before, man. Like he's just killing me. Like I think there's a J5 record there that he has worked with. It's not the last one. It's the one before that. It's probably yes. It's Propeller. That's the melody this feels like. It's Propeller, the J5 song, the one that has Dave on it. It just feels very familiar there.
From Monday to Sunday, on my leg, don't put passive package. So some of it take my pain away, just you and me. I say now you with me, I need. Cause I need love, no go to shut down.
Yeah, man. I mean, the sample definitely helps, in order to make the song stand out, but I mean, it's not bad. It's not a bad record, don't get me wrong, man. But there's this certain nature of Benson's arrangement. Like he does this thing where, I mean, you can get it from his ad-libbing to where he kind of makes it stale and almost loops it for quite some time, and loops the melody that it just becomes very like. It's sweet on the ear, but like at some point it gets to the point where it's like it's kind of repetitive, and it just like loses you there. It just loses your retention from the song, and and especially how he ad libs and how he stacks his vocals on this. It now makes it a lot more. It just makes it a lot more like redundant in terms of how how it's coming across. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad melody, but it just feels very like, okay, take it somewhere else. And it doesn't necessarily do that, and it just feels feels like it plateaus very early into the song, even though you kind of like the song, but it kind of plateaus so early that like you just want to get something else from it, but it doesn't come. It just feels like a one take kind of like freestyle, and then he's just ad-libbing on top of it, and he's just doing his normal head voice kind of background ad-libbing on this, and it's like it doesn't get you anywhere else. Like it doesn't necessarily take you away. And then this is common Buju arrangement, but for some reason it's like I think it's more pronounced here, it's more evident here, man, where it just feels the need to either have a beat break or have something that would help the song a little bit be more dynamic, or at least stretch it a little bit. Like take a a big pause at some point, or just surprise element. It's just what's lacking here. It just feels very like, yeah, we've been there, we know this. And of course the melody is very like similar to Propeller, because I was just listening to it. I was like, I've heard this before. It just feels like a very like I've heard this before. Like, it just feels like a very consistent Benson type of flow. It's all freestyle Benson edge that we're getting here, and to be honest, if you've been listening to him for quite some time, it can get tiring. It can definitely get tiring when it comes to this particular flows, man. And yeah, that's my only issue here. It's not bad per se, but yeah, that's the thing that sets it back a little bit for me, man. Yeah, that's, man, and trust me, Gwagwada and Pray are very like far removed from a Benson type of arrangement. Like, those songs were unique in a lot of its directions, that's why they're so good. That's why they're so fantastic. And I really want to hear him be a lot more challenged. Like, this doesn't challenge him in any bit. This feels like snippets Benson. This feels like very like put my phone camera in the car, let me just like come up with something on the melody. And this, other songs, they didn't feel like that. They didn't feel like, I mean, the beat choice obviously dictates a lot of it. So yeah, this kind of feels like a classic Benson type of like lackluster arrangement. But yeah, I'm not too amazed by this, to be honest, man. I was crazy getting into this and expecting this to be like a strong like statement for the album and for his releases. I mean, this kind of like set it back a little bit, I'm not going to lie. Or am I crazy for feeling that? You guys are 56% in the chat. 56%. Alright, man, 56% is not bad. What is that? George Johnny, what's up, IK? I like it, smooth melody, that's fair. It's cool, nothing crazy, but I like it. The song has nothing at all. Felt like a long loop. Is exactly what I'm trying to say. David, you pretty much worded what I'm trying to say. Felt like a long loop, exactly. Ike says I look like a disappointed father. Yeah, man, it's juvenile Benson, man. Anyway. Yeah, his features, I mean, even Pray, he wasn't doing a very common thing on Pray. Like, I mean, with the vocal samples and everything, there was definitely a different arrangement. It was a lot more intentional. It was a lot more, like, things that were out of the ordinary for him. That I really appreciate about those songs. But this one doesn't feel like anything like that. And, yeah. The sample was cute, like, it was cool, but I don't even think it was definitely utilized well. I mean, you're seeing the credits now that Wyclef and everybody that was behind that song is credited on this, which is fair to show that he's clearing of the clearing the song, you know. But yeah, man, I don't think it was worth it. I don't think it was worth all the names on this credit right now. I don't think the sample definitely like showed face as a strong point for it. But anyway, man, yeah, sounds like Propeller there. Alright, man, let's keep it pushing.